It's Tuesday, December 10th. This is G with AllAstrology, and there is a lot to discuss, so I'm going to get right into it. We have a full moon coming up, and that is going to be on the 11th or the 12th, which is in a couple of days, depending upon where in the world you live. This is a full moon in Gemini. Gemini is all about communication and thinking, okay? It's a full moon, so it's usually a closure on something. We're wrapping something up, but the moon itself illuminates something. So this illumination brings the closure. It wraps something up. Where is Gemini in your chart? If you don't know, comment your birth info below and I can answer that question for you. So listen up, folks. If you are new here, in a minute I'm going to tell you how you can go about obtaining one of these free, high-quality subscriber readings. It is 100% legit. It is not computer generated. I look at your chart. I use my intellect. I use intellect. I use intuition. I use the beautiful, beautiful universal language of astrology. Jupiter, I've already done a few charts. I've done a few videos on Jupiter and its meaning. Jupiter adds to things and it's now in Capricorn. Where is Capricorn in your chart? You got your chart. You know your chart. Look it up. See what house location is it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The house location that it is in has everything to do with the where in your life. Where will you be taking action? And it's starting a new 12-year cycle, okay? Jupiter just arrived in Capricorn. So now we begin this new thing because Capricorn is initiating, right? So wherever that is for you, you're starting something new. This new cycle is huge. 12/12, another download of information coming, okay, on, well, the full moon day, right? So not only are we going to have the full moon in communication, right, which is in Gemini, information, but we are having Venus conjunct Saturn in Capricorn, okay, starting something new, initiating something. Information coming in about our values, what we value. And it's going to be all about work. I am so excited about this. I'm so excited to talk about it. I am so driven and fueled and passionate right now about this. As I'm speaking, I am blowing up on the inside, if you can imagine that energetically. Because this is it, people. This is it. It is time for us to grab our shit with our hands and say, you know what? I am not doing this crap anymore. I am not doing this shit that I have been doing to do the 9 to 5, right? To pay the bills. I'm not saying to go crazy and quit your job. What I'm saying is, if you have this thing, this burning thing that's been in you that you love to do, but you're been scared, like, I'm not good enough to do that. Folks, bullshit. Erase that crap out of your mind because the energies we are in right now are supporting that you not only have what it takes, but you will be successful. Find where Aries is in your chart. This is a grand initiation going on. Grand initiation. We have Chiron at 1 degrees, 1.5, 2 degrees, whatever, of Aries. And Aries is cardinal. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Cardinal. So what we've been going through has been stress and tension and testing of who we are, of what we love, of what we feel passionate about, of what inspires us, what drives us. That's Aries, right? Aries is the ruler. Mars is the ruler of Aries. So this is it. There is this ultimate testing right now. It's Jupiter squaring this. So it's like, okay, you know, this other thing in your life is challenging. Like, I'll give you an example, a chart I'm looking at right now, which I'm going to give out the birth time. So make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to give out a birth time, date, and then do the free reading. But I have to explain these overarching energies that we're all feeling and how relevant this is. So find out where Capricorn is in your chart. Find out where Aries is in your chart. Because of Capricorn's megastellum, right? We have Jupiter, we have Saturn, Pluto that have been there in that location of your life, deeply transforming it. Capricorn is our work, where we work, our highest goals, hopes, and aspirations. The chart I'm looking at right now, their Capricorn is sitting in their 6th house of job. Okay, so this is very much a job-orientated reading. It is all about, holy crap, well, this is changing for this person. And it looks like they've been going through a lot of changes. For Leos, a lot of you have been asking for readings. So let me right away, so there's no frustration, let me give out a birth date and birth time so you know whether this is you or not. And I'll give out the place. But remember, when I talk about the outer stuff like Saturn and Capricorn and Pluto and Jupiter, that is there for everybody. It's in Capricorn. So if you are a Leo ascendant, Leo rising, typically, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Capricorn is in your 6th house. Your 6th house is your job. Your 6th house is your health. This is intimate with you right now. I'm resonating because you've had so much crap going through that house and it's been challenged by other things, squared up. Birthday. Here we go, folks. Birthday, February 29th. The year is 2000. February 29th, 2000. Birth time, 3:30 p.m. Okay? February 29th, 2000. Time 3:30 p.m. Ferozepore, Ferozepore, India. Okay, so what I'm looking at is divine feminine energies affecting your ascendant in a good way. Trining, actually. So it adds ease. You have a 3-degree ascendant. And on your ascendant, literally on your ascendant, is your north node. Now I have to talk about this because the north node is what we came to do. It's what our soul said. This is one of the huge reasons we are incarnating, okay? And so this is one of the things we're going to work on. And this little kitty cat right here, Zoe, insisted on being present. I mean, I tried to shoo her away and get rid of her. I mean, I love the cats, but sometimes they get right in the middle of things and step on the keyboards. But she refused. So she's going to sit here with this reading, and I can't but help but say this is a Leo ascendant reading. Now, your north node, like I said, is right there on your ascendant, and this is a big deal because right now in the world, all of us, okay, we are all receiving in our house of Leo, whatever house it's in for all of us. Leo is receiving a sweet trine from Chiron, and Chiron is in Aries, and Aries is all about self, myself. So it's myself, my identity of myself, how I relate to that, the things that I know or don't know. But Aries is all about discovery. Aries loves to initiate and start things. So it's as though you discover something new about yourself. And this is a strong feminine energy, and we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. But this is important because it has to do with things that you just didn't know about yourself. So you're becoming stronger in that. It's being supported by the universe because this directly trines your ascendant where your north node is at. It's not a coincidence. Planets go backwards. Wow. She's like, okay, you said what you had to say. The most important thing. Now I'm going to be out. Okay. So, funny thing is, right before I started doing this, I hadn't even, there's so many things to talk about, and I wanted to focus on the most relevant, but yet most important things for you in your free reading. And this was not one of them. There are other big things going on. I was going to talk about those, and I'm going to get into them. But so for right now, recognize and acknowledge there are these divine feminine energies. It has to do with your belief system about these things. Your belief system. Your beliefs as far as the feminine qualities, traits, and characteristics, how to embrace them, not just in others in your life, not just others as far as romantically, but in the workplace, because that is where it's the greatest challenge for you in the setup you were given. That is the greatest challenge. And so there's a struggle, a huge struggle, because your moon fights this. Your moon is actually fighting this right now. So what I'm saying, you're like, it's this thing that irritates and agitates you and you want nothing to do with, and you kind of don't want to even talk about it. Aries is very headstrong. Just try to hold on to that. Understand that Aries is super impulsive and headstrong, and the elevated Arian is the one who realizes, who sees that about themselves and who understands, okay, wait a minute, I might have been a little impulsive, or I might have jumped to conclusions rather quickly without really thinking things through. And that's when an Aries energy becomes super beautiful. So when they learn to go to the opposite side, right? The opposite side of Aries is Libra. When they learn to get to the opposite side of compromise and they start to have conversations, they start to communicate and talk. Now, I know this is difficult in places of work. I see it in the chart. I understand that. What I do know, because you recently had some beautiful, like the last year, you've gotten assistance in areas of work. what you value, and that being more clarified. This is all part of this, because this feminine energy, the part of that feminine energy that is you, that you won't acknowledge and recognize. Now, again, we all have feminine and masculine energy within us. That's how we all come in. There are things about your feminine energy that you might not be either aware of, or you're embarrassed by, or you just don't want to acknowledge, or there might be certain irritations, things that maybe remind you of somebody else, right? Someone from the past. Now, I feel pretty good about saying this because I see it, where there is something that you are not aware of. And it's a mother thing. And typically when we think about mother energy, it is about a female energy. Is it not? You have some stuff that you are likely not aware of, and it comes to, it's completely 100% totally tied into work. Mom being in the workplace, feminine energies being in the workplace, mothers being in the workplace, women having babies in the workplace. Maybe a woman's place is not in the workplace, the woman's place is at home. Does this resonate with you? Because what I'm seeing is you have that idea where that nurturing, supportive, instinctual being, that feminine type of energy, those traits belong like behind closed doors type of things. They just really may not belong in the professional place. Now, I realize I am not calling you out and saying, hey, this is you, you're the one. No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about hidden energies I see in your chart. They're in a house of hidden stuff, deep psychology, buried deep, past life stuff. So what happens is we have to meet beings in this lifetime to help us to see this about ourselves. And there's no other way for it to occur but to have these disagreements, to have these squares, to have these stress and tension happen. And it forces us to look at it and be like, oh, I just can't handle this. But then we come to a place where if it affects our income, we have to learn to handle it. We have to learn to say, okay, is there something I can do to make this better? You know, better for me, better for we, right? Because I can't, you know, this person's not going to be just pushed out of the way. There's this compromise that has to occur. Now, I know you had some great benefits in this past few months, and you do have more assistance coming. I want you to hold on closely and listen carefully to what I'm about to say, my friend. The benefit that's coming to you, it's going to involve this mother nurturing, emotional security type of energy, because that's what mom gives people. Mom gives us the nurturing when we were children, right? The mother is the one that breastfeeds, right? And so we have this bonding that is set up, and it gives the child emotional security, okay? This is going to occur. No, you're not going to be breastfed, but there's going to be assistance to this feminine tension and squaring that's been happening. There's going to be some assistance coming. So I want you to elevate any sort of remnants of bits of things that are left behind, because actually this video, I've recorded it over a period of a couple of days, and today is 12/12. And there's reasons behind it. I wanted to have additional information for you because there's so many complex things in your chart that I see that I could spend time talking about. But the bottom line, it comes down to talk about what the soul came to do. And so that's what I'm here for, to do the soul's bidding, right? And at this point, this is a big part of that, dealing with the feminine energies, your opinions about the feminine energies, and acknowledging the feminine traits, qualities, and characteristics within you and accepting them, okay? Realizing those exist and that you're okay with them, and that there might be some hidden stuff you just weren't aware of, and that's all right too. But the thing is, when stuff happens, when these relationship tensions occur, to sit there and be in a place of, is there anything this other person said? Is there any degree of what they said? Any part of it at all? Is there some truth to it? Being willing to look over some of the stuff and to accept some of these things, or at least be accepting to having conversations about some of these things. Okay? Now, the help that's coming can be extremely beneficial to you. I mean extremely, because you've got your Jupiter, you've got the transiting Jupiter, you've got your natal moon, and you've got the transiting Uranus involved, okay? So in my book, that adds up to 4 planets, okay? But it's not just the 4 planets, it's happening in these houses of what I value and work. They're intimately connected in a very beneficial way for you. This is a time when you can get so many work projects done, which you've been doing. Some of them have seemed stalled, right? And they finally got moving again when Saturn started going direct. And everything is going direct right now except Uranus. But Uranus is going to stop and go forward. Tomorrow, the 13th, okay? Chiron in Aries, what I first started talking about at the beginning of this reading. Chiron in Aries stands still and moves direct, okay? What that means is you're going to feel this in your life personally, because it's a direct trine to your ascendant. It is fire trining fire. It's a benefit, but this benefit is going to help you do everything I just talked about in regards to accepting a belief, accepting things about myself that involve feminine energy that is from the past, that is something you were not truly 100% aware of. It's tied to the workplace and your belief systems around feminine beings in the workplace and their roles, whether it's in the workplace or at home, right? And how to compromise, how to come to a place that is best for all involved. And with that said, you can move forward successfully by engaging the group. This is where your strength will be. You will excel that way. And I know you have traits in your chart. I can see them where there's a huge part of you that loves humanity. You are all about the groups and friends, all right? December 25th, 26th, we have an eclipse occurring, and you don't have any specific planets at that point. However, it is still affecting what you value in the workplace, okay? This is bringing changes that have already occurred. Matter of fact, today, December 12th, a couple of days ago, actually, I would say December 10th, 11th, 12th, you know, because of some of the things you have lined up here, you're going to see great benefits this week, okay? Really, from like December 11th to December 17th, you're going to be feeling benefits. And these benefits, some of them are going to be surprises. They're going to involve your emotional security, your emotional security connected to work, okay? Connected to what you really want to do for work. And we've all been going through, and will continue to go through, the evolution of our identity as a worker. What is my job? What did I come to do? Who am I, and how do I fit into that picture? Am I doing a job that somebody else wanted me to do, that my mom and dad wanted me to do? Am I doing a job because it's what I was good at? Which, by the way, all right, so there's some interesting things here. You came in where you definitely have a great sense of self-love, you know, where you probably maybe have had people who have accused you of having a gigantic ego. That's a really good possibility. Ego is not a bad thing, my friend. Ego is not a bad thing. It can be used in a very positive way. In this instance for you, though, your goal, your soul's goal, is to make sure you include the group. And I know how hard that is, because I see the opposing energies that fight that for you. I see it, okay? So I get it. But I'm just telling you what your soul came to do, okay? And how do I do this where we all get ahead together, okay? Where we all get ahead together. We have a lot of Plutonian energy occurring, and Pluto is going to be hitting your house of significant one-on-one relationships, and it's going to be hitting your South Node, okay, which is where you're really good at connecting with yourself and being your own best partner. Pluto's going to be hitting there in 2025. Think about this. Pluto is the deep transformator. He is the one that goes in and rips shit out by the root and throws it out, all right? So I'm trying to give you a heads up as to what's coming so that you hear it now and you say, you know what, if I know there's a storm that's going to be brewing, I better prepare for that storm, okay? And this is what I'm trying to help you out with, to see that this change is coming, regardless of what, you know, it's going to be there, all right? Now, a little bit before 2025, March of 2020, you're going to have Saturn hitting that area of your life, which is my significant one-on-one relationships, your 7th house, okay? And I jumped ahead a little bit because it was connecting to what's happening right now and how important it is that you grab a hold of what I'm saying and really let it marinate in your brain, okay? Give it some thought. Take some serious thought, okay? Now, Saturn will also join, like I said, it'll actually get to your 7th house before, actually it'll be 2020 of March. And when it gets there, it's again, if you're married, it's going to challenge that marriage. It's going to challenge all significant one-on-one relationships in your life. Okay, so whether it's business partnerships, marriage partnerships, friendships where you've just been close as hell for a long time, it's going to challenge them. Okay, that's what Saturn does. It tests us, not to just completely destroy, but tests us to see just how strong of a relationship we've actually built. January 10th. This is a time of benefit. I know I jumped from March, now I'm jumping backwards. But there's that benefit I started to first talk about that was going to be coming. This benefit for you, like I said, it's your moon, it's your Jupiter, and it's Uranus, is going to be a surprise, okay? It's going to be a surprise and it's going to be beneficial. It's almost as though you will have more information about what you ideally want to do for work, like your highest hopes, goals, and aspirations. You, my friend, are one hell of a hard worker. You are a hard worker. You know how to climb. You are emotionally satisfied by work, okay? Work gives you your emotional security, okay? Now, having Jupiter and having this beautiful stuff set up, the assistance at this time is also going to be between Jupiter and your natal Saturn, okay? Again, benefits at work, benefits in what I value, my values. It sounds like cha-ching. It sounds like, because what I've observed when I look through the past part of your chart, you've worked long and hard. And so all the stuff you've done looks like there's a payoff coming, a reward, like a graduation, an elevation, okay? It's coming, all right? And actually in December, I'm sorry I keep popping all around, but there's so much to talk about. In December, matter of fact, we've got Venus holding on to Saturn and Pluto, like they're all holding hands. Venus is in the middle. She's holding Saturn's hand on the left. She's holding Pluto's hand on the right. And so it really, truly is, Venus is our values, what we value. And it's in your house of work. It's in your house of job. It's also in health, by the way. So when I say, you know, your work, your health has been part of your work because you have your work within the house of your health. They're mixed. So if you don't know what you should be doing, like if you haven't found that thing that really drives you, the thing that you have this passion and desire for, something related to health would be a good thing for you. It would be a lasting profession for you as well. And there's a million different ways that can look. You have free will. I won't say any more about that. I'm a big believer in free will. But just so you know, if you connect that, if you hook that up, you have your 2nd and your 6th and your 10th house all hooked up. These are the money houses, your money houses. And it's your profession. It's your career. It's my highest hopes, goals, and aspirations. It's my bank account, my income, me. But you're probably going to have to learn how teaming up with people is really important, okay? And it's not just teaming up one-on-one, but involving groups of other people, internet, social media, right? This is what this all spells out. Okay, so that's January 12th. I didn't mean to go back. I've been all over the place, right? January 10th, January 12th. There's the big conjunction everyone's been talking about, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. You don't have any natal planets there, but at this time, you do have the transiting Jupiter. Hold on, kitty cat, shut up again. You have the transiting Jupiter, which will be training your natal Saturn, which is what you've been working hard at. So it's like I said before, reward time. Here it is. Here's the benefit. Here's the new beginning that's going to continue to progress for this following year, by the way. Okay? There is a cycle set up for you where you have a new beginning in work, without a doubt, a new beginning in work. And it's a 1-year cycle. It'll be very intense. But the bigger picture, it's cycles on top of cycles, the bigger picture, Jupiter will be working on this for 12 years in your life. Okay, because in 12 years' time, Jupiter will be back at this point in your chart. And it'll be, okay, what did I do 12 years ago? What was new? What did I learn in the last 12 years? And how can I use that to go forward for my next 12 years? But extreme benefits coming to you with lots of changes. And remember what I said earlier about the coming March date and the Pluto date. That'll be good to know because that will help you make decisions now that will affect then. All right. Thank you, Leo. Bye-bye.